Hey guys, Brandon Woolham with CCM Magazine with our virtual red carpet for this year's Dove Awards, and today we are with William McDowell. Got two nominations this year: Gospel Worship Recorded Song of the Year and Gospel Worship Album of the Year. How you doing today, William?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. Now, one of those nominations, Worship Album of the Year, is for The Cry, and that was recorded with a live audience at a church in Chattanooga. How cool is it to share a nomination with a full church body?
You know what? This particular project has meant a lot to us personally because the project itself is actually the story of our church and what the encounter with God that we've had over the last number of years. And so it was a very, very special project for us. And so excited to be nominated for a Dove for that, and have gotten some other nominations as well outside of the Doves. And so it's been a really cool thing.
The Dove Award theme this year is Carry the Change. What type of change have you incurred in 2020 that you're going to be carrying throughout your life?
I think all of us have incurred change in 2020. I think that this has been a time of distinction for a lot of people who have really been kind of pressing in. You know, relationships are of course, being crystallized and firmed up a lot. But I believe that also our relationship with the Lord has really been a marked change for all of us. Any of us who have really been paying attention and pressing into all the changes that we've had to endure this year. The most important change for me has been my strengthened relationship with the Lord in this time.
You've got a YouTube channel with over 400,000 subscribers. So you were kind of doing the video stuff before 2020. How did that experience help out when everything kind of changed to virtual just a few months ago?
Well, interestingly enough, the Lord has given us, quite a bit of a platform over the last decade or so, in both in traveling and also online, to be able to reach a lot of people, both at our church and also beyond. And so, what 2020 did was really, because we were doing those things before, really allow us to continue to stay connected with people, not only those who support our ministry, but also, specifically our church as well.
Along with being the award-winning artist, you're also a pastor, and with everything kind of going virtual, the services and stuff this year, how do you think it's going to affect things once we get post-COVID, with everybody getting used to sitting at home in their PJs and going to church? Do you think they're going to be able to come back to church and get out of that mind state, or what kind of challenges do you think we're going to experience?
Well, it really depends on, your church and style, but ultimately the one thing that can never be replaced is community. Obviously, people are built and we're made to do life together. If you look at what God said about man in the garden, he said it's not good that man be alone. And I think that continues throughout all of time, as it relates to the way that we're made to be in community. And so I think that people are going to long to be back together in community more than anything else. But the one thing that it also gives us the opportunity to do is also reach beyond our community internationally. And we're seeing that with our church, where people are watching from literally all over the world. But I do know that even though people are watching from all over the world, people still long within our community to be back together. So I think it's going to be a combination of both. For those who are sitting at home, I think that, they're going to long to come back at some point, but this does allow us to reach people across the world.
For the last 10 years or so, your albums have really focused on a kind of a live environment in the recording setting. What kind of challenges and benefits does that kind of atmosphere create opposed to being in a studio vocal booth when you're recording these albums?
Well, I always say when you're recording live, you're recording to capture atmosphere. When you're recording in studio, you're recording to capture the essence of the song. And so I think in the space of worship, really what you're trying to capture is the invisible movement that happens among a people when God shows up in a room. And so you're capturing the sound of what happens when people respond to God. They lose self-awareness and become God-aware. That's what you're trying to capture live. And so that's one of the reasons for me that I'm drawn to the live setting, is because ultimately we're trying to capture atmosphere more than the song itself.
And that latest live album up for Gospel Worship Album of the Year this Friday, 7 o'clock. You can watch the Dove Awards on TBN. William, thanks for stopping by our virtual red carpet this year.
Of course. I know it's different, but it's still a privilege to do it.
Yeah, thanks, and good luck this Friday night.
Thank you.